Hello, hello, hello. It's a brand new day, and this is our morning connection. How you doing this morning? I'm Skip LaCour. I'm so glad you're here for this morning connection, our daily discipline, our daily ritual, our habit, our exercise session, mental toughness conditioning, as this is what this is all about. Mental toughness conditioning, just you and me getting together, accountability partners, getting our minds straight as we start our day. In a moment, I'm going to say good morning to you, whether you're watching me right here on Instagram, or you are watching me live on Facebook. I'm going to say good morning. I'm so glad you are here. What I do here every single morning is just give you some things to think about, some things I definitely think about as I go through my day, and also what men who are just like you come to me for coaching. I talk to men all throughout the day. Right now, there's so many men around the world who are getting in touch with me about my 12-week fitness transformation journey, seeing if it's a good fit, talking about fitness, loving the journey. A lot of the men who are joining me for this 12-week fitness transformation, they want more out of life. They want to become the total package. They are successful, or driving to be more and more successful in their business, their family life, and they want to take their fitness to the next level, become that total package. And that's what this is all about. So if that sounds like you, you'd be among some like-minded men. I'll talk a little bit more about my 12-week fitness transformation journey that's coming up real soon. And I want you to be a part of it. And I want you to reach out and let's talk about it. In today's morning connection, I want to talk about how to stop overthinking. How to stop overthinking. I don't know about you, but there have definitely been times in my life and that you just want to do the right thing. You feel the pressure. You don't want to waste your time. You want to be most effective and efficient with your time and energy. So you got to think about it. You got to plan it out. There's been a lot of times as I look back is that I should have just taken action, right? If I want to go to a place that I've never been before, I can read about it. I can see what other people are doing, right? I can study, but there's this certain part where, man, you just got to take action, right? And all that thinking really didn't do anything. It was actually getting in the heat of the battle where you really learned and you really stepped up or failed. All right, so during this morning connection, I want to hear your thoughts too. I want to talk about how to stop overthinking. Do you have a challenge overthinking? Do you want to stop overthinking to get more out of life? Give you some things to think about. All right, so let's see. Chris, good morning to you, sir. All right. Maiho Kajan Sampson on Instagram. Hello. Good morning to you, gentlemen. This morning connection, I specifically designed it for older men, a little bit older. I'm going to be 57 years old. In just a couple months, living with passion and energy, still trying to get more out of life. I got more to do, got more to accomplish in this life. And if you're a little bit older, you start off your life with all this ambition, dream. Hopefully you get to work, it's going to turn out great. And maybe for a lot of us, a lot of areas have turned out, maybe compared to most, you're doing great. But there's just so much more you want to do. Having potential, I remember I would get complimented, you have so much potential. And I'd say, yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I do have so much potential, but as I got older, when I wasn't realizing that potential, when people would say that to me, it would just drive me crazy, just build up all of this angst, and certainly at this age, you got to do it now. We got more time behind us. That's what I want to remind you of, who you are, what you're all about. And this information, it has a slant on it. If you're an older man with a busy, productive life, we come from a very similar background and way of thinking that's much different when we're younger, and that's the stories, the metaphors, the analogies, the thing we talk about, like how to stop overthinking. It all comes from that perspective. So that's what Morning Connection is all about. Give you some things to think about. A lot of topics, just bring them up, talk about it for 10 or 15 minutes. We go on our way. And maybe it's something that you need right now. Maybe it's something that will come up in the next couple of days. Maybe it's something we talked about. Just plan it in your head. And so when you are challenged with the situation a couple of months from now, it was your time here that you invested in this morning connection. All right, let's see who we have over here on Facebook. Most ever live viewers right now on Facebook. So glad you are here. Alfredo Good morning to you, sir. Brian, good morning. Pete, good morning. Try to keep things simple. Keep from overthinking. All right. So, what are your strategies? Right? Is this something that you think about? Do you think about it too much? Do you think about your overthinking too much? All right. I'll tell you is that I talk with a lot of men, and we discuss their decisions. Right. This accountability coaching that I have. Some people call it life coaching. I like to call it success, fulfillment, and accountability coaching. Right. Giving them objectivity and perspective every single week as they work towards their goals. I remind them of who they are, what they're all about. Options, again, this objectivity and perspective. A lot of times we box ourselves in. We have more options than we think. We have more opportunities than we think. The challenges aren't quite as big as we think. And, the two brains working every single week just opens up their imagination and resourcefulness to continually work to what they want. And so there's a thinking process, right? When a lot of men come to me, whether it's with a 12-week fitness transformation journey, I'm talking to a lot of men right now, or if they want to even go on the journey with coaching, or to even attack the goals that they have in mind. A lot of thinking goes into it, and I try to do my best to help gentlemen through that process, because this is what I've come to figure out, is that the game doesn't even begin. Right? You can do your thinking, you can do your research, right? And line up all your ducks. But until you're in that battle, those battle time conditions, right? You don't really even know what you're made of. We need deadlines. We need pressure. We need more deadlines, and we need more pressure to bring out our talents and abilities to the fullest. That I firmly believe that. And when I look back, I needed to put more deadlines on myself, more pressure, be scared more often, because that's when I came alive. Maybe you're the same way too, but the challenge is we got to get there and jump in. A lot of times all the thinking that I did, it really didn't matter. All it just postponed my learning process. We learn more sometimes when we fail, or don't do it exactly right. Nobody wants to fail miserably. I know you don't want that either. But there's different degrees of quote-unquote failing. You can get in there, maybe it's just like a 200-pound, 300-pound, whatever you do, bench press when you want to do it for the first time. You're cautious about it, right? You get some spotters. You make sure that you're in a good mental state. But if you've never done it before, you can't think past and feel what is. You can't. You just have to imagine it, right? You're cautious, all right? You get some spotters, right? And even if you don't lift that 200 pounds, 300 pounds, whatever it is for you, even if you don't hit it the first time, there's something about you that you go, wow, this isn't as challenging as maybe I thought. I don't have it now, but if I get the right mindset, I eat right or do something, I will get this. And then once you get it, you're off to a whole new level of understanding by actually taking action, not thinking about something that you can't think about, you can only imagine. Right? Even if you fail miserably, and it may be a while before you actually can lift that 300 pounds in this metaphor that I'm talking about. You now have been there. You know what to do. You know how you have to raise your standards. It may be a few months, but you actually taking action is the learning process. And we got to stop being afraid of failing and put ourselves under those conditions, because if you're a lot like me, that's when it really begins. That's when you see what you're really made out of. All right, you can only think so much. You got to take action. I talk to a lot of men. They make decisions with me. Do they want to go on a journey? They come to me. Hey, Skip, I love your energy. All right, I want some more out of life. I hear what you're talking about. The morning connection. It resonates with me all the time. I want some more. What you have at this age, right? I want to go on this journey with you. But I need to think about it. I need to think about it. I need to talk to my wife about it. And I respect, how people, families have their arrangement. But I've done this so much. I've talked to so many men. Sometimes when we think about it, all we're doing is we're going back. We're at a point of decision whether we're going to do it or not. And then we go back to our regular patterns, our regular thinking, the same patterns of thinking that didn't get you to take action to begin with. And you go into those same thinking patterns, same environment, same people. right? When you're thinking about, that's the time to take action. And what I found, and I've talked to a lot of men who did take action. Sometimes, like when you need your wife's approval, right? It's something that you say you want to do, and then I got to get her approval. Number one is, you got to be certain if you're going to sell your wife to back you up on whatever it is that you're doing. I mean, that's number one. You can't say, well, I'm not quite sure if I'm going to follow through and do this. I'm not quite sure if I have the stuff to handle it. But is it okay if I give it a shot? I want to get your approval first. I mean, that sounds so logical. But a lot of times, what it does, it lightens that pressure that we need to perform. I mean, in my opinion, it needs to be just the opposite. If you're determined, if you want to make that decision, I mean, you go to your wife and you say, look, I need to do this for us. I need your support. All right, I will get this done, and I hereby profess to you that I will leave it all on the floor and do my best. You don't want the opposite. Well, hey, we made this decision. I guess I failed, but we're doing this together, right? No, you take charge and make those decisions. Put yourself in the pressure. Have even the additional pressure that if you don't come through, your wife's going to be disappointed in you. I know it sounds so counterintuitive, right? It's so better to think and wait till everything's all lined up and everybody's in agreement. Journey doesn't even begin. I needed to take more action in my life. I need to put myself under more stress, more deadlines, right? Stop thinking about actually doing, because you're thinking through the process when you're actually in the game. Then you start thinking, making distinctions and going forward. So that's today's message. Hey, if you are interested, ready to make a decision, stop thinking about it. Maybe you've been thinking about it, and you want to talk to me about maybe this coaching, go to talkwithskip.com. Talkwithskip.com. I see my wife just posted that down below. That is a link to my schedule. Talk to about 10 or 15 minutes to get you through that process. Now I want to talk about my 12-week fitness transformation journey that I'm so excited about. Where men just like you from around the world, they meet with me on the phone. You meet with me individually, one-on-one coaching. We do it in 3 consecutive weeks, 3 hours. I've already started those with men from all around the world, right? Get this big mindset, like, it's a personal development journey, I say, when we want to reach our goals, right? Even with fitness, right? We got to figure out all the things that we're doing well, do more of that, and start thinking that some of the things that we do well, they get in the way, right, of our fitness, prioritizing it. Get that all straight. Training the strategies that work, what you need to do at this stage of life. Dispel all the myths of all the things that you've been told by all of the passionate fitness experts out there. A lot of times they're much younger. It's things that you don't need. And you should feel certain and confident with that training strategy. I'll get you certain and confident of how it all works and a training plan for you. Right? Nutrition, same thing. You hear so many things that men aren't even taking action. Right? Is it such an important part of the process? You know that. Right? Get you clear and get you focused on an eating plan. You become the total package, move forward. Then we join other men from around the world every week on a group coaching call. But the best thing about it, after those 3 hours with me one-on-one over 3 weeks, we connect. You have my cell phone number. We call, we talk all throughout the week for those 12 weeks where you step up and really push yourself, see what you're made of. It's time to start thinking and start doing, especially if you're a little bit older and you got to take care of your health. Maybe you're being, you're going to take care of your health before there's a challenge, or maybe at this age you're experiencing, you need to make fitness more of a priority. Now is the time to do it. Let's go on this journey. I'd love to keep you accountable, be your coach, your friend, and help you make fitness a higher priority so you have it for the rest of your life. That's my 12-week fitness transformation journey. Get in touch with me right away. Go to skiplecore.com/transformation. Fill out that question. I'll reach out to you. Got quite a few yesterday, right? And getting back to the guys. I'll get back to you wherever you are in the world. skiplecore.com/transformation. Fill out that questionnaire. Even if it's not a good fit for you right now, right? You just want to know more about it. It'd be nice just to talk about it if you're the type of man to watch this morning connection. You're into personal development as well as your physical body. You're like a lot of the men here. You're like me. I'd love to just talk to you. All right? Love to get your input on the show, what we can do more of. Tell me what you're loving about it. All right, so reach out. Go to skiplecore.com transformation? Fill out that question. I'll be talking to you maybe later today. All right, so that's going to do it. Let's stop overthinking and start taking action. That's when the journey really begins. That's when the lessons really begin. That's when the real thinking process starts, once we take action. All right, so remember, let's take on this day with a sense of urgency, our health, our fitness. Right, got to take care of ourselves at this age, but also with our business, our family. Start that business, take that business to the next level, get a promotion at the job, whatever it is, produce for your family. All right, we also got to love and we got to connect with a sense of urgency every single day, and I'm here to remind you of that. In addition to who you are, what you're all about, everything that you want, let's make it happen with that sense of urgency. Remember, everything in life runs in patterns. Everything, even how to stop overthinking. There's a pattern. Maybe I've given you some ingredients for a formula to get you to stop overthinking and taking actions. But whatever your challenge is, like whatever, fitness, right? Some patterns are more complex than others. Some you'll get right away. Some you seem like you're a lot slower than everybody, so I know what that's like. But if you just keep on keeping on, you will figure out that pattern. Expect the best from yourself today. Expect the best from your efforts. And expect the best from other people, your message, the value you provide. They will get you. How can they not get you? You are a force to be reckoned with. Have a great day.